So on this week's DIY, I'm going to show you how I made this super cute little Jar of Hearts Valentine's Day card. So the main things I used to make this card were just some clear plastic, these ready-made cards. You will need a cutting tool and some kind of string, something to colour it in with, and also I've got some sheets of cork here, and then a sheet of, this is watercolour paper that I used just to make a second layer on the card. So I just use a pencil and give it a kind of scalloped edge. I just went around the three edges, not the folded edge, just to make it a little bit fancier. Literally just made this up as I went along, as I always do. And then I just drew around it on the watercolour paper and then drew an inner line like parallel to it, so that I could cut out the inner line so I could make like a layer effect. That was the idea. So then that will just get stuck on there later, but for now I'm just mixing some watercolour paint and just going around the edge with some little red brush strokes. So I wasn't sure how this was going to work out. I just wanted to give it some texture. I didn't want to just paint it just red. So then I put some water on with the paintbrush, and it's created more of a kind of textured effect. And then I went around the very edge with just a red Sharpie just to give it a bit of a border. Then next, for the jar part, I just drew a shape of a jar onto the watercolour paper. It's just so nice and thick, this paper. And then held that jar up against the plastic and then just cut that out. So then I had two the same size, the paper jar and the plastic. So thank you for watching my video so far, and I hope you're enjoying it. And I upload weekly videos. I've also started writing my blog post again, so you can read step by step how I make my videos. So yes, please head over there as well, and I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel if you want to keep up with my weekly DIYs. So I cut out this little cork shaped stopper. I just checked it was the same size as like the top of the jar. And then after my card border had dried, I just used Pritt stick to glue on the layer that I made earlier. And then just used some watered down paint just to go over to give it a little bit texture on the card. And then just added a bit more detail to the jar. I did actually do the watercolour, the paint that I put all over the card there, I did take it right over the edges in the end, because I've left a bit of a white border so far in this video. Just noticed that. So I decided just to try and use Pritt stick at first to see if I could get it to glue this plastic piece onto the paper. It did actually work quite well, but there's probably a few ways I'm doing this. So what you could also do is just put a couple of nice little neat staples on each side, and then they're not going to move. Or you could cut out a window of the front of the card and stick the perspex behind in the inside of the card. But I'm not sure how well the hearts will drop into the top of the jar from the front if you do it that way. So I prefer to just have the actual jar on the front of the card. Although I did make these hearts which I just felt like were too small, but this is the general idea of what I've done. So I just cut some hearts out and then just put some Pritt stick on the heart, and then just lay some thread over the middle, and then put another heart on the other side. So if these twirl round while they're going in and out the jar, it won't matter because there's a heart on the other side. So it was a bit fiddly, and I have made bigger ones since. I've actually recorded them, so I'll show you the bigger ones that I made. And then essential hot glue to do this bit. I just made a little tab, put it on the back of the little cork stopper, and then just push that on, because I know the glue's very reliable, the hot glue, it's not going to come loose. Trimmed that off. Yeah, I felt like when I put these hearts in, I felt like the jar was just a little bit, it just didn't look full enough. So I just took a black pen and wrote all my love on these little hearts. It does look cute, but I just convinced myself they needed to be bigger. So I also made a little tag I was going to put a little bit string over the jar, but it was a little bit in the way, so I just made a little tag, cut it out and stuck it on, and just drew a little bow next to it. And I think that worked out. That worked out really well. So I'm really enjoying getting back into my weekly videos, and I write now about my videos on my blog. So like a step-by-step guide if you want to head over there and check out a little bit more about the video, a bit about the inspiration or my story behind my ideas, and then a bit of a step-by-step tutorial as well. I'll also link, as well as my blog, I'll link that down below, but also obviously where I buy my crafts equipment from. So I just done a little bit detail on each of the corners there, and yeah, that was the finished result before I made the hearts bigger, which I'll show you. So if you're enjoying my videos, I'd love it if you subscribe to my channel. Yes, that would be great. So I've just put a bit of hot glue there because I have made these bigger hearts and they came away a little bit. So I just put a little bit of hot glue along the edge and just very carefully just use a paintbrush to push it on. Look at my glue gun. I've had this so long. It was so cheap. It was only about, I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't much. So for these bigger hearts, I've done a little folded heart section like this, and then I was able to cut it out in one go. So this was a much quicker way on doing it. And then I decided, so that the letter stood out more, I've just used a Sharpie pen and kind of went around the letters, if you like, so the white stood out so much more. So I think that looks so much better, don't you? So you could adapt this, yeah, you could do this, you could do this for any occasion and just use different colours. I think it's just a cute little, really effective idea. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's DIY. I will leave you with a snippet of the dog at the end of the video. And I'll also show you a clip of my video that I made last week. So I made an Easter Bunny tunnel card. It was so much fun. Here's a little clip of it. I'll leave a link if you want to check it out. But also there's the playlist for all of my previous Easter spring DIYs if you want to check them out as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon back over here on the channel. Bye for now. Where are you taking me? What do you want? I'll get you a treat for now. Yeah? Okay. Oh, a little gravy bone. You can have one of them. Right? Gravy bone. Just so gentle. What are you going to do for this? Do some tricks. What are you going to do? Spin? Right, wait. Why don't you do up and spin? Hang on. Just too excited. Right, you're on the camera now. Good girl. Hang on. Right. Just stay still. Right. We're going to do up and spin. 3. No. Up and spin 3 times. No. Oh, that's it. 1, 2, 3. No. Right, we're going to do it again because she can't do this. I think it's good to keep my little brain working. No. Wait, one more time and then we'll try it one more time. 1, 2. She's knocking down my hand. She's so good. This is where she always likes to go and eat. She's been just shredding a packet there. She likes to go on this rug. She could go on any rug. Sorry, my craft table's a bit of a mess. She's a good dog. She's a good dog, aren't you? Oh, she is lovely. I've never had a dog before, but I think we definitely made the right choice with a little mini dog. Hey? A little white bit on there. She's got a little white bit there and just a tiny little bit there as well. Right, time for a cup of tea for me.